Good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. What's going on, man? How y'all doing? Where everybody at, man? Y'all pull up in here. Don't nobody want to hang out with me today? What's going on here to learn and share? Don't nobody want to hang out with your boy? My feelings hurt. Oh, man. Y'all know how I get when my feelings get hurt. Oh, man. What's going on? What's going on? Hey, man. Hanging out with you. Hey, that's all I need. One is all I need. That's it. That's it. Good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. If this is your first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbits, please allow me to say welcome. If it's not your first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbits, I still want to say welcome. But want to give you a nice hearty, well, thank you for always tuning in to Tim's Tidbits. If you don't know who I am, my name is Timothy Lee Rogers Sr., a.k.a. Aranya Grande. That's just Big Spot if you don't hablo Espanol. And you are now in tune to another episode of the Intraday Price Action Recap. Yeah. How y'all doing, man? It's just me and my homie eating bologna, here to learn and share. No one else is here. It is just me and my homie eating bologna, here to learn and share with me. Yeah. Hey, man. Let's go ahead and get to it, man. How was y'all day today? How was y'all day today? If I saw somebody in the Discord, but they disappeared. All right. How was y'all day today? Before we get started, what's going on, Kim? What's happening, Kim? Before we get started, as always, I like to ask, it was one person in Discord, but I heard them come in, and then I heard them leave again, so before I can see who it was, they had them dipped. I'm all alone. There's no one beside me. Did Price do anything strange today or unexpected for you that you would like us to take a deep dive in to see if we can figure out what you missed or what caused the confusion? All right, well, I take a sip of this high quality H2O. I'll give it a minute or two, see if anybody pulls up with a hard-hitting question. All right, did Price do something today that just kind of caught you off guard? Like, hey, why did it do that? Woo, that was delicious. I was quite thirsty. Okay. I see there's nothing popping up. Today, as we started out today, I did a public tape reading session. All right. I did a public tape reading session today. And as we started the session, I said, hey, tomorrow is CPI, so I don't anticipate the market doing a whole great deal. Right? And looking at price action, okay, this is where we started at last night. All right, this is the first hourly open candle right here, where I drew that black line at right there. And looking at what Price did today, does it look like Price did a whole lot to you? I mean, we went up, we went down, you know, pretty decent range that we was moving around in. But does it look like it did a whole lot to you? Nah, it don't. It don't. Who remember what we used to say back in the day about when we're coming into big news, right? When we're coming into big news, right? This was the start of the week, and this was today. What would we say back in the day, right? Scorpion, since you pulled up in the Discord, I want you to unmute and tell me what did we used to say back in the day what price would do in front of big news. What did we say it would do? Right?
I'm gonna take a stab at it. Price for range.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Close.
Price with range,
Part of it.
right?
Part of it. That the range part is okay, but how did we used to explain it? It would do what? Who know? Who know? Who gonna help him out? Who gonna help him out? Who gonna unmute and help him out? Shiny, help Scorpion out. Going into there you go. With the slide to the right. That's the range part. Slide to the right. But what we would say it would do before the slide to the right. Price would, huh? All right. We would say price would make a move, then slide to the right. Slide to the right. It'll make a move, then slide to the right. Right? It make a move. It come to an area of I'm still sitting in my cubicle. I can't unmute. Sigh. Yeah. Blame it on the cubicle. Right? So, as you see today, what did price do? Monday, price made a move, and then it slid to the right. Slid to the right. Right? So, that's overtime of shout out to 12-hour shift people hanging out on the 12-hour shift watching the price action with us, right? So one of these days we're going to replace those 12-hour shifts with a couple hours of chart time, right? We're going to replace that 12-hour shift with a couple hours of chart time. Soon and very soon we going to replace that 12-hour shift. Yeah, soon and very soon, you're gonna be trading like me. Yeah, soon and very soon, we gonna trade the 12-hour shift. Hallelujah, we're trading the 12-hour shift. No more punching in, we gonna be sitting in our house, watching the NQ print. Hey man, y'all stop distracting me. Right, so we see today, tomorrow we got CPI. Big news, right? So what do we say? I'm not expecting price to do a lot today. I'm expecting it to just slide to the right, right? So anybody that was hoping for a breakout to the downside, got their feelings hurt. Anybody that was hoping for a breakout to the upside, got their feelings hurt. Right? But us over here in the gang, we were anticipating price not to do a whole lot. This morning, we spoke about, hey, over here we was looking at, hey, let's get, if you want to get long off this first presentation, right? Yeah, that's a good little setup. Wait for price to come back down to it. Don't chase it. Wait for it to come back down here. Boom. Got long off the first presentation. Shot up there. Took out the buy side. And then we spoke about, hey, don't try to let it come back and say, oh, it did it. Let me get a second chance. Because why? You can get your head bust in. Because guess what it did? Came back and took out the sell side. Right? Right? And who remember what we said about taking out this sell side over here? Right? What did we say about taking at the sell side? We said that the algorithm was just doing what? Giving what? An opportunity to take out the sell side. What do we say about this over here? That's going to be your new praise song. Soon and very soon, we are trading the 12-hour shift in Soon and very soon, you'll be trading just like me. Soon and very soon, we are trading the shift on in. Woo! Hallelujah! Hallelujah! We are trading the 12 hours in. Yes, sir. No more cubicles. I'll be sitting in my home. Well, no more typing there. I'll be sitting in my home. Oh, no more copy machine. I'll be sitting in my home. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. We trading the 12 hours in. No more ringing phones. Hey, who? Don't nobody remember what we said? Jim, was you there this morning? Were you there this morning, Jim? What did we say? When we said right here, over here in this, right here, we said this right here was just the algorithm giving who an opportunity to hit this sell side. What did we say about this right here?
I can't actually see that. I just joined actually, and you're not sharing your screen on Discord.
Oh, I'm not. Oh man, why y'all ain't say nothing? Thanks, Jim, for telling me. Cause Scorpion and Shiny wasn't gonna say nothing. All right, so right over here, we said we talked about. Let's go down. I don't have any. I don't think. Do I have anything on my chart still? I might have deleted everything. I deleted everything. Okay. We right here. Okay, so looking at this here. All right. I'm glad we're gonna right here, Jim. What did we say this was? We said coming down here, right? This was just the algorithm giving who an opportunity to engage in taking that sell side. Right? What do we say right here? Right here around this, what is that? 1035, 1040 candle, right? Because we spoke about here, taking a trade off the first presentation, right? And this is a beautiful example of, if you didn't see it live, you wouldn't believe that it happened, right? Looking at this right here, right now, right, on this 5-minute time frame, this is the M5, right? That's the M5 first presentation right there. At first glance, just looking at that, right? How many people just looking at this now that the day is over and you're just going back looking at the chart? How many people would say that there was the possibility of a successful trade using the first successful bullish trade using the first presentation fair value gap? Just looking at the candles. If you wasn't there to see it live, just looking at the candles, does this look like, hey, that was a successful trade right there, using this as a bullish PDA rate? It doesn't appear that way. Look, for me looking at it, it don't appear that way. And I know that I saw it. I know that we talked about it. But just looking at it in hindsight, right, it doesn't look like it was a successful trade, right? But as price was printing, and if we come here and go to a lower time frame like this, right? Go to a lower time frame, you will see that right here, this candle here opened up, dropped down into the first presentation, and quickly rallied, coming up and engaging that buy side, right? Because we even ran the tool to say, if you would have taken that trade, right, at the time we was talking about it, it was like right around here somewhere. Because I was like, that's like a 40-something point trade, almost 50 points already, right? Right there. So that was a very successful trade. It was 109 points back to the high, right? Back to the high. But looking at it in hindsight, just looking at the candles, right? You would think, oh, who would have got long off of that? Nobody would have got long off that. That candle blasted right through and took out the sell side. That was a clear sell setup, right? Clear sell setup. But that goes to show what I always say. If you see it based off your analysis, execute. Because if you try to wait for a second opportunity, right? If you try to wait for a second opportunity, like here, I should have chopped all those candles off. I should have chopped them candles off so that I don't have to keep zooming around like that. Boom. So, this is what I say. So right here, this is what I mean. When price was here, and you look, say, I want to get long off this first presentation, when it come down and then it go up, and you don't take advantage of it here, then it keep going up there. Now we've taken out the high and start coming back down. You say, oh, look, I'm going to take advantage now. You try to get long there, and then immediately you got wrecked, right? That's why you always execute when you see it first, right? You execute when it's according to your thesis. You execute soon. Don't hesitate, because that hesitating, right? You didn't do it there, and then all you waited was less than 3 minutes later, and you say, okay, I'm going to try it now. 1, 2, less than 3 minutes. Okay, I'm going to try it now. It's coming back. Bow! You're wrecked. You can check yourself before you wreck yourself. You're wrecked. All right? You're wrecked. And now it's come taking out sell side, showing a willingness to want to go down. And that's when, once it showed a willingness to want to go down, right? At this point here, that's when we was like, see how we've taken buy side and now we've taken sell side, right? That right there is letting us know. It's kind of confirming, if you will. Yeah, we ain't finna do a whole lot today. We ain't about to do a whole lot today. It's confirming, if you will. We ain't about to do a whole lot today. Right? Why do you say that, Tim? That ain't nothing but a old Judas swing. Right? Yeah. Yep, you can say that. It's just old Judas swing when we come up and then we come down. But Judas swings typically don't work like that, right? Judas swings typically don't work like that, right? How a Judas swing typically works is it will go up and engage the liquidity and then come back and engage the liquidity. It's not going to go up, engineer liquidity, go up, right? Come back, use the PD array, go up, take the liquidity, and then drop off. That's not a Judas swing, right? That's just a bullish move up to this point right there, right? A Judas swing is going to go up, engage the liquidity, and then immediately come back and take out that side. Now here, at this point, whoop, whoop, you can say that's a Judas swing there, right? You can say that's a Judas swing here, okay? But we're already an hour almost into the session when we get this Judas swing, right? Right, when we get that Judas swing, okay? You started the session here, and it's telling you one thing, and then an hour into the session, it's telling you something different. Okay? Y'all tracking what I'm saying? Right? This is a conflict, right? This is a conflict. So you don't want to, that's why I say you don't want to look for everything. We're not pattern traders, right? You don't want to come here and say, oh, this is just a Judas swing to go down, right? We're not pattern traders, right? This is a conflict right here. Come into the session saying, hey, I want to be bullish. Why does it say that? Because we came down, traded below the sell side, displaced up, respect the fair value gap there, right? This is when we created the fair value gap over here somewhere. When we created the first presentation over here somewhere, probably right there, right? When we created the first presentation on the 5 minute, right? This is the 1 minute first presentation fair value gap there. right? So you got the 1 minute and the 5 minute in the same place, right? So you respect the 1 minute here, right? Create the 5 minute, come back down and respect them and trade up, right? So you start out the session saying, I want to be bullish. And then an hour into the session, 30 minutes into the session, I'm sorry, you say, okay, I want to be bearish, right? It's a conflict, right? Conflict. Yes, it is a Judas swing, but you're not looking at it as, hey, this is a Judas swing and we're going to go down forever. No, you can look at it as Judas swing and we're going to come down here to this low, right? But you want to be hitting base hits, right? You want to be hitting base hits because you're anticipating this day to not just run off. It ain't going to run off on the plug twice, right? I'm not saying it can't, but in front of big news, right? The algorithm just wants to kind of hang out. Let's go up higher and see if we can see anything, right, of significance, right? You can see we stayed in this range here on the day, right? That right there is where we closed at. That right there is where we opened at, right? We opened and closed in that range right there. All right. Let's make that black. Make that black. All right, so nothing of great interest there. Okay. Yeah, nothing of great interest there. We're still down here in the discount. Right, we're still down here in the discount. Nothing of great interest there. All right. Okay. We're still hanging out right here. Yeah, okay. Looking at here. All right, that's making sense. What am I looking for? Who can tell me what I'm looking for right now? What am I looking for? Who can tell me what I'm looking for here? Okay, that makes sense too. All right, now look at that. You see that? That makes sense too. Who can tell me what I was just looking for?
A higher time frame PDA?
Yeah, but what not just a higher time frame PDA, like I'm looking for an area that can be considered what? Because we just came, what did we say? Price before big news, price will move to an area of what? And just hang out there. It would typically move to an area of what?
Equilibrium.
Yes, equilibrium, fair value, right? So I was cycling through the time frames looking for a PD array or a range that gives us something that says, okay, we're at an area of fair value. Okay, so looking at, when we look at our dealing range, right? When we look at our dealing range that we're trading inside of, from this low to this high, we already know we're still in the discount, right? We know we're in the discount of that. So we're not at equilibrium of the dealing range. So I said, hey, there's nothing of great significance on the daily time frame that can tell me that, because I highlighted, right? I highlight with this. Let me change these back to red so we can see them better, right? I highlighted the area we ranged in today. The bulk of the trading was in, right? We spiked up, we spiked down, but in between these two red lines is where the bulk of the price was for the entire day. Okay. That no, I'm looking at, that's today's. I'm tripping. That's today's no, it's not. What's going, no, that's for the 10th. Oh, I got the what's name still on. I'm like, where's today's price action? I'm tripping. Yeah, all right, I'm good now. Okay, so there it is. I'm like, wait a minute, where's the there? Okay, that's the 10th. All right, I'm like, I'm tripping. All right, so I highlighted the area that we traded in. Okay, nothing on the daily time frame is really saying, hey, I'm at an area of equilibrium, right? So I went up to the weekly time frame. And right, what is this big candle right there? Who remember what that big candle is right there? Did I delete it off? Oh no, I didn't. Right there. That big candle there, the one I keep hid. Right, y'all remember what that is right there? That's the weekly order block that we was watching, right? That's the weekly order block that we was watching right there. Right? And then when we look at where we highlighted right there on that weekly time frame, where is that? Right? That's right there at mean threshold of that order, because when I highlight that order block from the highest high to the lowest low, that thick black line right there, that's 50%. That's mean threshold. So we was hovering right there at mean threshold of that order block, right? If I go up to the monthly time frame, right? What does that order block also coincide with? This this discount wick. Right there. It's the exact same as this discount wick. Right there. Weekly order block is this discount wick right here. And if we move from here to the left, right, what is that right there? That's what? Right? What is that? Moving to the left, what is this right here? That's the first what? Anybody know? Anybody know?
Come with your encouragement of that wick.
But I'm saying that's the first what? Moving to the left on the monthly chart.
That's your most recent PD array?
Yes, that's the most recent PD array from current price that hasn't been traded back to starting this month. Right? When we start this month, that was the first PD array to the right there. Right? So that's why I be saying, when you go to the left, right? When you go to the left, you don't have to keep looking for more. The current price action is enough, right? We can have other stuff as confluence so that we can see what we're going to react off of once we get certain reactions to things, right? But you always want to start with that first one. So consequent encroachment of that monthly wick, right? Mean threshold of that weekly order block right there, right? And then on the daily time frame, it wasn't really anything of great significance that we were at the fair value of. Like if we look at this fair value gap right here, right? We're below the consequent encroachment of that, right? So that's what I was looking for. Let's see why we're consolidating here. Does it make sense for price to consolidate here? Is this an area of fair value, right? And it is. That's an area of fair value. We're consolidating at a monthly and a weekly PD array at the 50% level. You're right there at an area where you're not in discount, you're not in premium. You're right there at fair value. And this is just one of the things that it plays out a lot of times, right? It ain't gonna act like this every single time, but the vast majority of the time when you're heading in front of big news, price will often make a move to an area of fair value and then just slide to the right, right? That's what we used to always say back in the day. Price will make a move, then slide to the right, slide to the right. So, and that played out again beautifully today, right? Again beautifully today. We're gonna go down to, we just go down to 5. Hey, Jim, you never answered me, Jim. Jim never answered me. Now, let's go back.
Sorry, I got a phone call, so I was off.
Okay, right here. After we talked about buying off the fair value gap, taking out the high, right? Then was like, okay, that's a good example of not like trying to do it again on the retrace, right? And then once we took out this low, we said that coming back down here, as soon as we hit here, we said, pretty much we was like, don't take this as a sign of we just gonna slide, right? Don't take this because we talked about breakers, right? It was like when you squeeze up the chart, price, you know what I'm saying, most likely wants to come back to this area right here, this imbalance here. Maybe even take out that low. But looking at trying to trade back to that, then you would be using a breaker over here, right? Looking to trade inside of a breaker over there, and then coming back down, right? We was talking about breakers. We ended up trading all the way back up here into this imbalance right there, right? This is another example of like reclaim, right? A different type of reclaim when you trade to it, leave it, and then come back up to it, right? We end up going all the way up to the reclaim fair value gap, and then dropping back down and eventually taking out that low right there, right? So, but we said touching this sell side right there, that was just the algorithm giving who an opportunity to take out that daily low, because we had already taken out the daily low right here, right? We took out the daily low way back over here, but we said this right here, don't get fooled in thinking that we're going to just slide based off this, right? CPIs tomorrow. We're not going to be doing all this running, right?
I thought we said that it gave the regular trading hours an opportunity to participate because all that other stuff was during electronic hours.
Exactly. Shout out Jim, pulling up with the hard hitting answer, right? If you didn't know, right here, where are we? This, well, let's do it like this, make it easy. Let's do it like this to make it easy to see. There you go, boom. These shaded areas, right? This is the regular trading hours, right? This is the regular trading hours, okay? Okay, this right here was yesterday's low, right? That's yesterday's low. We took out yesterday's low over here around 7:30, like around 7:30 last night. We took it out and then we traded into it again, right? Around 8:30 or so, and then made the overnight low, right? Bouncing off of a monthly fair value gap here. We came all the way down one tick away from the low, and this is the wick of a monthly order block. This is, you know, this is where we was looking at, hey, this is our anticipatory reactionary point down in discount, because the one up around equilibrium and a slight discount, we pushed through it, and now it's the one all the way down in the discount. We want to see that sensitivity in the wick, right? Now we've made that low, then we rallied all the way back up, right up here where we started at, right? So we came all the way down here to sweep this liquidity and came right back up here where we started at and just hung there for the rest of the night. Right? We just hung there for the rest of the night. Stayed right there where we started at, right? Started here, pushed up a little bit, came back where we started at, pushed up a little bit, took out the buy side, came back where we started at, dropped down, came back where we started at, right? Dropped down, came back up, pushed up, took out the buy side, then came back to where we started at, right? Closed a little bit below it during the New York session, and then we moved over to and closed it out right around here, right? A little bit lower than where we started at, a little bit below midnight, right? So pretty much flat on the day, okay? Now, these red sections, this is the regular trading hours, right? So when did we take this liquidity? We took this liquidity during the electronic trading hours, you know, during that Globex time, right? During that Globex time, during the electronic trading hours. So to the New York session, right? Traders of the New York session, this liquidity has never been touched, right? This liquidity has never been touched for those that trade the New York session. All right. So when we come into the New York session, we come down and we touch it, right? What do we say? Whenever we get like a small little touch of the liquidity there, we look for a deeper dig. Look what we did over here. Boop, got a small little touch. Then we came back and got a deeper dig over here. We got a small little touch. Boop. Then we came back and got a deeper dig right? Same thing. A lot more volatility. The range is much larger here than here, right? It's much smaller range there, much larger range here, but it's the same thing, right? It's the exact same thing. All right, so just giving the New York session an opportunity to take out that sell side, right? Does that mean we still can't go down? No, it doesn't. Does that mean we're going to fly up? No, it doesn't. But we're just saying we're anticipating a day where we're not going to run off on the, he ran off on the plug twice. Nope. We ain't finna run off on the plug, right? We're anticipating a day where we're just going to kind of hang out, right? And now, in hindsight, we've gone back and looked and see, hey, we're hanging out right here because this is the middle of these weekly and monthly ranges. We're in the middle of a weekly order block. We're in the middle of a monthly discount wick, right? We're right in the middle. So we're hanging out right there in that 50%, just sitting here chilling and engineering liquidity. Which side will the CPI attack tomorrow? Don't know, don't care. Right? Don't know, don't care. We're just going to let the CPI do what CPI does and then just go back in after, and see what we can pick up. Right? See what we can pick up and chew on, if you will. All right? So, a lot of times you want to be aware, well, not a lot of times, you always want to be aware of what's happening with the regular trading hours, right? Without flipping it to regular trading hours like that. Right? So if I flip it to regular trading hours, see how much clearer it is, right? Regular trading hours, all we did was go up, take out the buy side, drop down, kiss the sell side, trade back up, get a deeper dig, trade back up, take out the buy side. Right? Now we've pulled back into the range right there. Right? That's the regular trading hours right there. Right? It looks a lot clearer when you put it on regular trading hours. Right? But you want to train your eye to be able to understand that when you're looking at the entire electronic trading hours. Because time and price is important. This is a dedicated time. Right? 9 to 4. This is a dedicated time that the algorithm will do things, right? Just like you look back at a old macro window, you look back at a old New York trading session, right? Why? Because the algorithm knows that's the last time that the New York trading session was active. So it will refer back to that time. Right? It will refer back to that time for liquidity. It will refer back to that time for imbalances. Shout out Jim. Jim been pulling up on the tape reading sessions. Hey Tim, we just traded back up to the first presentation from Monday. Price is right there. Price is right at the first presentation from Monday. Why is that? Because it's looking back to a previous New York session for a very specific PD array. A very specific PD array. Time and price. But Tim, this is way too complicated for me. Well, trade something else then. It's not complicated to me. I understand it well. All right? Just like we always say, first time you tried to stand, you couldn't stand to save your life. Now you stand without even thinking about it. First time you tried to ride a bike, you couldn't balance yourself on that bike to save your life. Now you balance yourself on that bike without even thinking about it. One of the easiest things in the world. Right. First time you tried to ice skate, couldn't do it to save your life. Now you can stand up on them with no problem. Right. Put in the work, and you'll be okay. Anyway, what y'all got for me? Y'all got anything for me? Y'all got anything for me? Price didn't do a whole lot, so just want to break down a few things, talk about a few things that of value, I guess you can say. Again, now that we got a couple more people in here, did Price do anything? Shout out my buddy Sherwin. I ain't even know my buddy Sherwin had them pulled up. What's going on? Rhonda Green. What's up, Rob? All right. Shout out Rob pulling up with the hard hitting mean threshold of the weekly order block. What's going on, Deborah? Right. What's up? What's up, Vernon? What's going on, Marco? What's going on? I said what's up to Shani. What's up, Lump? PM session was pretty decent today. Yeah, I didn't even look at the PM session today. I was out running. Running around. I was out running around. Okay, looking at the PM session on this 5-minute chart, it's a decent move. It's a decent move, but it's a decent move. But to be totally honest, unless I was on any other day besides in front of CPI, right? On any other day besides CPI, right? In front of CPI, right? I may have tried to take part of this move over here going up, but just thinking about what day it is, I personally wouldn't have been able to take part in none of this afternoon stuff right here. Right? I wouldn't have been able to take part in none of this afternoon stuff. I definitely wouldn't have tried to take part in this right here. Right? I definitely wouldn't have tried to take part in this pullback over here later in the afternoon. Right? Just because, you know what I'm saying, how price had been trading all day. Right? Taking out buy side, taking out sell side. Right? Coming down, taking out sell side, then coming back and taking out buy side over there. I definitely wouldn't have tried to trade nothing over here, right? That's just my personal trading. And here, I'm not going to say 100% I would have tried to participate here to go up, right? Just looking at the chart right now, it's a clean move, but for my personal trading style, looking at this 5-minute chart right here, trading above this high right here, that's not enough for me to want to get long, right? Based off what price is doing right here, right now. You see what I'm saying? That's not enough for me to want to get long based off what price is doing right here, right now, right? Unless I was already in the mind frame of this is a protected low and I was looking for a reason to get long over here, right? But since I watched the AM session, and I saw what was going on in here, and I wasn't anticipating a whole lot of anything going on, right? This move back above that high, that's not enough for me to say, okay, I want to go long. And then once we get above this high right here, right, it's too far in the move for me to want to try to participate, right? That's just my own personal trading style, right? It's too far in the move for me to want to participate because I'm not trying to force a whole lot on a day like this right here, right? Do you add divergence as one of your confluences? Yes, we look at the sisters all the time. Right, we look at the sisters all the time. And for me, right, I look at the ES and the YM. I look at the ES and the YM to look for divergence, right? And when I say the ES and the YM, it means when I'm looking at all three, I just want to see if one of them is not doing the same thing. I don't care which one it is. I don't care if it's the NQ, the YM, or the ES. I just look to see if one of them is not doing the same thing as the others. That's how I use the divergence, right? What's going on, Seawalk? Would today be seek and destroy? Today is more like high resistance, right? Today is more high resistance because we're going in one general direction for the majority of the day. And then we're going in one general direction for the afternoon, right? This is more low resistance in the afternoon, but the morning is pretty much high resistance, right? Because we're going in one general direction there, right? So we come in, we drop down, we manipulate out the highs, we drop down, right? And then we turn around. So it's high resistance, right? What are your signatures of high resistance? Somebody tell me the signatures of high resistance liquidity runs. What are the signatures of high resistance liquidity runs? Somebody tell me.
Deep retracement.
And overlapping candles.
Yes. Deep retracements and overlapping candles, right? So like we say here, right? We come down, right? We come up, we manipulate out the buy side, and then, right, as we come down, we push all the way up, right? Come down, push all the way up. Come down, halfway, come down. So we got deep retracements and we got a whole bunch of overlapping candles, right? Bunch of overlapping candles, right? High resistance. These are high resistance conditions, and it's typically moving in one direction. Seek and destroy will be, you know what I'm saying, we take out sell side, we take out buy side, we take out sell side, we take out buy side, we take out sell side, we take out buy side, right? We're just constantly taking out sell side and buy side the entire time, right? Only thing we did here was manipulate out the buy side after we started at 9:30, right? We was trading here, we dropped down, took out the sell side, manipulated out the buy side, and then continued to go down, right? So high resistance. All right. Yes, Karen, you're late to the party. Oh wait, I said it wrong. Koran. What? Y'all? Oh, somebody help me out. How she said I was? She said she wasn't a Karen. It was a Koran. Then she said it was Koran, and I was like, that I don't say no Koran. You got it. Okay, Koran. You are late to the party. What's going on? Yes, honey, overlapping candles. Yes, here to learn to share overlapping candles. Yes, Seawalk overlapping candles. Shout out Lump. Who's that? Was that Marco or Jim? I heard somebody said before. Lump, Marco, Jim, Seawalk, Tish, here to learn to share. Shout out to everybody pulling up with the hard hitting answers, man. Yes. I agree. We lack stronger confirmation. Yeah. It was I wouldn't have been participating in it. I wouldn't have been it was a nice move, but I wouldn't have been participating in it. Hey man, that's pretty much all I got right there. So with that, I'm going to hit this here. With that, I'm gonna let you hear a word. I'm going to let you hear a word from today's sponsor. I'm going to let you hear a word from today's sponsor. Oh, wait a minute. Y'all can still see me. Uh-oh. Oh, man. Did my fancy dance turn off? Y'all, hold on, man. My fancy dance ain't on. Hold on. I need my fancy dance. Hey, while I get my fancy dancy, run the music back one more time. All right, traders. Are you tired of sifting through endless noise in public trading forums? Missing out on crucial market moves because you're not in the loop? Feeling isolated and lacking a supportive community? Struggling to find consistent, actionable trade ideas? Then you need to step up your game and join our exclusive private Discord. All you gotta do is click the link and that's pinned to the top of the chat, or click the link that's the first link in the description below and pick the tier that you want to participate in to become one of the gang. Take your time and see what others are saying. What's happening, Axe Benzo? Shout out Axe Benzo. Says his first time pulling up to the channel. Axe Benzo, you missed it. We to the end now. It is like this all the time, Axe Benzo. It's like this all the time. Right? We to the end now. Axe Benzo, go back and look at it from the top. We're like this all the time. Hey man, that's all I got. If ain't nobody got nothing, we gonna call it. I'm gonna take me a sip of this high quality H2O. And then if ain't nobody got no questions, we're going to go ahead and call it. Tomorrow is Wednesday. So, gang, we're going to be tape reading in the morning. Right? I like the commercial. See? Ask Benzo like the commercial. Empire Traders, I would like sell side to be taken because I have a put in place, but I would take whatever the market gives me. I'm glad Korean said that, right? This is why before I used to only trade options, right? And I didn't trade futures. And then I tried trading both. And situations like this would wreck my trading because I would have a put in on something and the market would be bullish. And I would be trying to force a bearish narrative because I was sitting in puts. Or I would have calls in and the market would be bearish. And I would be trying to force a bullish sentiment because I had calls in. So that's why I said, look, I'm not trading both anymore. I'm only trading one. And I chose to focus on futures because options, I get tired of all of the theta. I like knowing exactly how much of a make when I do this. I know how much of a make, right? So it's like it messes with my mind when I'm holding positions and I'm like, look, I got these calls. This market need to go up. I got these puts. This market need to go down. So I just started trading one. Now, if you can separate the two. You know what I'm saying? Cook with two pots. But for me, I know my trader identity. I know I'm in this position, right? I'm in this position. And so it's like making me try to force my narrative over here, right? 2 weeks out. 2 weeks. Speaking of 2 weeks out, you say you're working on your strategy. All right. Yeah. How long you had them puts? How long you had them puts and what you got puts on? Is it like one of the indexes or a company? How long you had them puts? You got them today? On the SPY? Oh, you reckless Rachel out here. You reckless Rachel out here. Sister. The SPY been falling for about 3 weeks, maybe even 4. Oh, my sister, it couldn't be me buying puts. Hey, trade your strategy. But for me, right? For me, it's at the point where, and you say you got it for 2 weeks out. Just me personally, right? I'm not going to try to participate this late in a move, right? The SPY is like what, like 8 or 9% down, right? Hey, we ain't hollering at our girl in a minute. We haven't hollered at our girl in a minute. Hey, man, throwback gang. Y'all know what it is, man. Y'all know the throwback gang. Y'all know what it is, man. If you don't know, please cast your eyes or avert your gaze over here to the far right side of the screen, right? You will see a ticker symbol up here at the top right. It says SPY, right? But we don't call it the SPY around here. No, we don't. Around here, we call it SPY lean. We even wrote a song about it. Want to hear it? Here it go. If you know the lyrics, feel free to sing it with me on the count of 3. Everybody, 1, 2, 3, sing it with me. SPY lean, where you at, baby? Here I go. Hey, how you doing? SPY lean. Oh, girl, what you doing? Nah, this is the SPY on a weekly chart, right? So we have been, she keep on falling. Right? So we've been going down for 1, 2, 3, and now here we are, the 4th week. Right? We're 2 days into the 4th week, right, of going down. Right? 2 days into the 4th week of going down. For me personally, right? For me personally, when we're this deep into a move, right, I'm not trying to participate to the downside, right, unless I got some type of retracement back up to fair value and price was still bearish, right? So here, when we can, like there, when price ended, right, when price ended this day here, right, I would have needed price to come back up toward some type of fair value for me to want to participate in any further moves, right? For us to close here, gap open there, and then today sometime buy some puts like as we pop up, like today, because today we just kind of hung out, right? Let's go to a daily chart, right? So this is today's candle here, right? For me to buy puts on this day right here, that's not worth the risk to reward for me, right? Not saying it won't happen and not saying you won't be profitable, right? Because there's sell side there. There's a daily imbalance here, right? And we just touched that daily imbalance. So again, for me, right, I'm not trying to buy puts here, right? We're too long in the tooth for me to be trying to participate in a move here. Because when you think about it, right, if I get a short position and just say I put it in at today's open, right, this is my reward here. This is my possible reward to this low, right? But this is my possible risk, right? This is my possible risk to that high. You see what I'm saying? Because this is the low that we're towards, and this is the high of this move, right? So risk to reward wise, it don't make sense for me to try to buy puts, right? I would like I was saying, I would need us to come back up to some level of equilibrium, like around here, like there when price traded back up when we came down, right? At this point, it would have been here, right? And when we traded back up toward this order block right here, right? That right there would have been a possible entry for me to buy puts, right? Because I will be looking at, okay, we still got sell side here that we haven't interacted with, right? We still got sell side there we haven't interacted with on that move there, right? We still got sell side here we haven't interacted with, and then we got sell side here that we haven't interacted with a daily imbalance there, daily imbalance here. So we got downside objectives to get to, right? But at this point on this day, we've taken out a bunch of liquidity, right? And we have a bullish fair value gap here in the discount that we can hit and use as support after being down off the high, right? When we closed yesterday, we were 8.5% off the high, right? When we closed yesterday. And then when we closed today, we're over 9% off the high. Okay, so we're very close to we're very close to correction territory for the SPY, right? Very close. The NQ, the Nasdaq already in correction territory. The QQQ like 13% off the high, right? Maybe even more, right? From the high all the way down to where we closed the day, 12, right? Yep, we 12.8. So right, just under 13% off the high. Right, the Nasdaq is in correction territory, right? So just based off that alone, I personally wouldn't be trying to buy puts this late in the game, just based off the way I trade, right? Based off the way I trade, where I would have been buying puts would have been on this retracement back up toward this bearish fair value. I mean, this bearish order block right there, right? Because what I always say, you're looking for the sensitivity in the wick. Right, so as we trade back up to that bearish order block, that's where I would have been looking to buy puts in this move down. Right, I wouldn't be looking to buy puts down here. Right, but we're going to cross our hands. Matter of fact, this is what we're going to do. We're going to get some magical. We're going to get our personal prayer package. And we're going to put it right here on the spot. We're getting our personal prayer package. And we're putting together our personal prayer package with what the preacher name is. What the preacher name is. The one that...
Which one?
The preacher they be calling in. Nino was talking about it.
You talking about the one with the miracle spring water?
Yeah, with the miracle spring water. What his name is?
Peter Popoff.
Peter Popoff. Yeah, we gonna get our personal prayer package from Peter Popoff. Right? We gonna get us a bottle of miracle spring water. Right? And then we gonna get us some prayer hands. Right? We gonna get us some prayer hands. Where we got the personal prayer package by Peter Popoff, and we're gonna put it right here, and we're gonna put it right there on Corinne's puts right here.
Hey, hold on, man. Peter Popoff don't have a bottle. He give it to you in a ketchup packet.
A ketchup packet. Okay.
We got a sprinkle. He don't give you too much.
Okay, we got to get us a ketchup packet. Hold on, let me see if we can find us a ketchup packet.
Condiment packet. It's about that size. Peter tough, man.
We got that's a salt shaker. They got when I put in condiments, they got a salt shaker. We go put it. Let me see. Pack. That pack is too big. Uh-oh. It ain't got none of that. Hey, we just gonna go with let's see, a bag. That's too big. That's too big. Hey, that's it. We getting a lot. We getting a lot today. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see. We gonna get a little, we forgot to get to put you on the prayer list too. Right? So we got our oh, you know what? I just thought about, instead of getting the whole bottle, we'll get a little cup. We'll get a cup. We'll get a cup of the we ain't getting the whole bottle. We just getting a little cup of the so
Ain't
we got
no water, ain't got no water emojis.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sprinkle. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
We gonna get a sprinkle. He give you a sprinkle. We gonna sprinkle it. So we gonna come over here and we gonna sprinkle them prayer hands. We gonna sprinkle the splash. We gonna sprinkle them prayer hands with a splash. We gonna put a splash of the miracle water on the prayer hands. A drop. Wait a minute. Rhonda said a drop. We gonna put a drop. We're gonna put a drop of miracle water on there, and then we gonna infuse it. We gonna put it on the prayer list, but we gonna infuse the prayer list with a drop. we gonna infuse the prayer list with a drop of Jesus juice. We're gonna put the blood of Jesus on the prayer list. And Korea said she want the holy hands. We gonna put the holy hands on there for Korean, right? Where my oh, they ain't got the holy hands on here. I got to look for them. Why they ain't got the holy hands on here? The one when they pray, when they put it up in the air. They ain't even on here. I don't know why they ain't on here. There they go. Right there. There you go. The holy hands. There you go, right there. We're gonna put that on the chart for the lay hands on. Somebody say lay. We're gonna lay hands on the miracle water. We're gonna lay hands. We laying hands. We laying hands on the miracle water. Right? We laying hands on the miracle water. The search. Oh, right there. Right. Hands. We laying hands on the miracle water. Oh man, why I ain't got the laying hands? I ain't got the laying hands. Somebody had laying hands. Mine ain't got laying hands. Right? I ain't got the laying hands on mine. So we go. That's it. We got that there. We're gonna leave that on the chart. We're gonna leave that on the chart for Korean puts. Right? We're gonna leave that on the chart for Korean puts. We're gonna leave it there and we're gonna come back and check that. We're gonna come back and check that at the end of the week. And we're gonna see if our Peter Popoff personal prayer package worked for these puts over here. Right? Our personal prayer package. See if it worked to get us down here to this sell side. Right there. Right? Won't he do it? Won't he do it? All right, man. That's all I got. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me. I appreciate y'all for putting up with my shenanigans. No, I don't apologize for nothing. This us. This is how we do it. This is how we do it, man. You gotta make it fun, man. You got to remove the emotion out of it. You got to remove the emotion out of it, right? You got to make it fun. This is how we do it. Gang, Diamond members. I'll see y'all in the morning at 9 for tape reading. Tomorrow is Wednesday, so Wednesday night, gang, y'all pull up with your hard-hitting questions based off of what we studied last week during the lecture, right? You had a whole week to sit with it, chew on it, right? Think about it, everything we talked about during the lecture when we covered trading with breakers and fair value gaps. right? You'd have had a whole week to chew on it, think about it, digest it, pull up with your hard-hitting questions based off this lecture, right? This the whole purpose of right? Well, I did the boot camp, right? But now with in the new Discord in the diamond tier, it's like, let's just say sustainment education, where we discuss stuff and we, you know what I'm saying, we just sustain, trying to help the stacks on stacks, blocks on blocks, trying to help it stick in our mentals, the things that we need to think about every day. So we have the lecture, chew on the lecture, ask questions about the lecture, right? That's what the Q&As are for, to pull up, ask questions about the homework, ask questions about what we saw in price, things that we're studying in price but we're still kind of confused about. That's the purpose of the Q&As. Pull up with your hard-hitting questions. All right? So with that, say what? What about cheddar cheese? What you say? Who that? That's Yolanda? Yep, it is. I already knew. I already knew it was Yolanda. $3.99? What's $3.99? Y'all be quiet. Y'all, let's listen. The cookie in the face.
I didn't tell you, Byron.
I ain't said that. We ain't said either. All right, whatever. Y'all here. We gonna listen to everything she's saying. Whatever. Cuss out. I bet you won't cuss out. I bet you won't cuss out. She'd have forgot she even on here. She'd have put her phone in her purse. She muted now. She'd have muted now. Whatever. Don't be putting that cookie in my face. Hey, man, I'm finna get out of here. Hey, if this was your first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbits, again, welcome. If you got something out of this, hey, I done did my job. If you like what you saw, click like. If you want to be a part of the gang, y'all saw the commercial earlier. You know what I'm saying? Handle your business. I'll see y'all tomorrow at 6 for the price section recap. All right? Until then, it's your boy, Timothy Lee Rogers Sr., a.k.a. Aranya Grande. That's just Big Spot if you don't hablo Espanol. Y'all be safe out here in these trading streets, man. Gone.